always on. No. I just turned rocket on fire. All right, call this order of meeting 4:30 and pledge the flag. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. I need a motion to approve the minutes for May 6th, 2024.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Excuse me. Approval of April 2024 Treasurer's Report.
Make the motion to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Agenda items. No correspondence?
Yes, sir.
We bounced that up, our public comment.
On the agenda items.
All right, any public comment on the agenda items? Old business, report of executive session held May 6th. We will get to that when the attorney is up. The executive session was about Perry Highway Hose Company and our fire chief. Motion to approve or deny ordinance 2024-03, vacation of Durst Drive and amending the transportation plan.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion to approve or deny letter of acknowledgement for 2024 roll-in for veterans.
Was there anything on that?
The last piece of advice that I had regarding the letter was if you were going to move forward with it, to simply authorize it without putting the language in accepting liability for the event. It was either that or ask them to sign an indemnification agreement and give you insurance, and it didn't seem like that was going to happen. So if you want to authorize it to allow it to move forward.
That was the same language as last year. We haven't authorized it yet. We haven't signed it. But
Last year's was attached also.
So that's the language I suggest, and nothing further.
correct.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. New business, motion to approve or deny expenses for the tax collector's attendance to PSTCA convention in Camp Hill, October 11th and 12th, 2024.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I have a question.
Yeah,
Is she a township employee?
no,
Then why are we paying expenses?
good question. We have for several years. Can you help me out with that, Tim?
Okay.
Tax collector?
We've always done it. Yeah.
What's that?
We have always paid for the tax collector.
Maybe
She
it's
represents
not-
our.
Is that legal, sir?
It's legal.
What's that?
Yeah, I mean, it's legal. It's a question as to whether if they want to pay for the tax collector to go to the conference, they can. Some tax collectors would pay for that directly out of their budgets. If the township wants to do it, there's nothing illegal about it.
Okay.
It's a question of whether you want to.
Okay.
I don't think we should be demanding if she's not a township employee, just because we've been doing it all these years, maybe we shouldn't have been doing it all these years.
It directly benefits the township, you know,
Well,
so she does a great job.
When you accept a job, you train yourself, or you go to school to learn how to do the job. That's just part of schooling, then she should pay to go to school. If you need to learn how to do something to pertaining to the township, you're a township employee, but you guys said she's not a township employee, but it's part of her job, she should pay. That's just my personal opinion.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, land development, Matt,
All those in favor?
you got,
We already did that.
No, we did.
I checked them, is that okay?
Yes.
What happened?
Matt, you have something for land development you wanted to report on? Okay. Donated use request, motion to approve or deny Erie Veterans Affairs Medical Center at Picnicana, August 21st, 2024, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second it?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Solicitor.
So, the township had worked with the Department of Community and Economic Development to have a study done of Perrywood Highway Hose Company as part of the ongoing efforts to oversee the MOU and expenditures that the township makes into Perrywood Highway Hose on an annual basis, which is upwards of $1 million a year. And as part of that, one of the recommendations that had been made by the Department of Community and Economic Development's consultant was the question of whether the township should hire an individual to serve as a fire chief versus the Perry Highway Hose hire an individual to serve as the fire chief. You heard Mr. Lee report that we had an executive session on May 6th. The executive session on May 6th was the question of personnel issues related to fire chief determinations. And I believe that ultimately a decision was made that the township is not interested at this time in adding an employee for the purpose of serving as a fire chief, and now would be the appropriate time for the supervisors to kind of continue that conversation generally as to why it is you believe that we're not going to end up doing that.
Well, part of the general discussion is none of us are firefighters or EMTs. Perry Highway has their own board, and we've assumed or figured in our minds that it'd probably be best for Perry Highway to hire the fire chief, and that money will come out of our current MOU agreement with them. They've been having a lot of personnel problems because there's no supervision, so the people that are on staff kind of get lazy and don't clean vehicles and prep them for another run and maybe watching TV, or, you know, they're there 24/7 and weekends too, so could be watching a football game in the fall or what have you. And I guess that's their point. They could really, they run a pretty good ship over there. They could really use a fire chief to have some supervision. Anyone else?
Well, I think that by us hiring a chief directly, it just puts us one step closer to owning our own fire department, which we've been, you know, we would like to avoid that, in my mind, anyway, for the time being. A fully paid fire department run by and owned by Summit Township. They do a good job on their own. It's best just to leave it that way for now.
Yeah, I can't agree more. I mean, I don't know the first thing about running a fire department, you know. They've been doing it for a lot of them for their lifetimes, and they live, eat, sleep, and drink that fire department. So, you know, for us to intervene and start trying to call the shots over there, I think it's going to be very difficult. And, you know, I think there's quite a few chiefs that are out there that are applying for that position that I think are quality guys. And, you know, it's the way of the future. I mean, these volunteer fire departments it's the talk of the town, that's for sure. So, I agree. Fire department can hire their own chief and work under the current MOU.
You know, we still have a lot of control because we're the ones supporting the MOU every year. Come time to renew the MOU, if we don't like what's going on, we can request changes. So I think that helps.
So the discussion that was had in executive session was really the question of individual potential employees. We wanted to make sure that the conversation today was, you know, more the policy discussion behind whether you wanted to create that position and post it. And I think that it's clear from this discussion, the township's not interested, supervisors are not interested in creating that position and posting it. I don't think any official motion is required because there's nothing on the table. Quite frankly, there's nothing on the agenda, but we had committed to Perry Howie Hose to kind of finalizing that decision and that discussion prior to the end of May, and I think it could be reported to them that you're not interested in moving forward. So, thank you.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Is there any type of job description of the new fire chief? And
Yeah, they have.
is there any input that you guys have on that, since you've already expressed that there is a discipline or some problems with the employees now, and that the new person is going to have to run a tighter ship?
That's it.
I guess, and I guess is the township putting in the job description area, saying, okay, this is going to be taken care of better than it has in the recent past?
And that's the board's goal. They already put in the qualifications.
Okay.
Running the fire department is going to be the chief's responsibility.
The list of qualifications was quite lengthy.
It has all been examined for those new positions.
Yes.
That's great.
It's not our place to lay any of that out. That's where we end up on the fringe, so they know what they're doing.
And not to get off track, but this day and age, there's so many qualifications to be an EMT or a firefighter that whether it be right or wrong, it doesn't help volunteers. And in the late 70s, Pennsylvania alone had 350,000 volunteers. In the last study, they figured they're down to 35,000. So it's bad, you know. That's why Perry Highway got somewhat a successful program here in Summit. They're getting beat up so bad because the rest of Erie County's failed, and most of Erie County isn't as busy as Summit Township. So we have a responsibility to all the employees in this township too. There's 14,000 employees in Summit Township, 7,400 residents. We're a kind of a different animal than most all townships. And the other thing is, we don't want to beat nobody up, but them guys love what they do. I could never commit that kind of time. It's like a second full-time job. I believe between their job and being a fireman, they're gone away from home more than they're at home, and they get time to sleep at night. But nonetheless, we're trying to support them and keep that going, so I can see where someday maybe everyone's going to be in a full-blown paid service. When that happens, better get, not that, like I said, not that there's anything wrong with it, but it's going to be time to jack up the taxes. It's even like Mill Creek, for an example. That was 5 or 6 years ago. I don't know where they're at right now. They had a $33 million a year budget. 11 went directly to the police department. So it just gives you an idea. When that day comes, it ain't going to be easy, and it won't be cheap. Maybe I'm glad I'm 65.
What's that?
Maybe I'm glad I'm 65.
Oh, yeah.
Might not be in that fight, hopefully. But like I said, we got some really good people. And they live it, like Mark said. So that's the good news. All right.
Very good, very good.
Anything else on that topic?
On that topic. Curious.
Anything else for you, Solicitor?
No, sir, that's
Thank
more
you.
than enough for that.
Engineer?
So the Zwilling Road culvert, we're kind of on the home stretch now. They got the wing walls poured. Because of the size of the culvert, we couldn't use precast, so they had to do cast in place. So they poured the culverts either Thursday, I think it was Thursday, they poured it, Friday they were stripping forms, and if everything went well, we get some good concrete breaks on today. They were gonna start backfilling, so once they get the backfilling complete, they'll be ready to do the paving work, and then once the paving's done, the lines are painted, the road will be opened again. Optimistically, that could be by the end of this week, so, but realistically, it could be as early as next week, so. But once Welling Road's open, Footmill Road will be closed to start that one. That one should be a little quicker, it's not concrete block culvert, it'll be just a pipe with precast head walls, but it is a deeper excavation, so I'm expecting probably 3-week time frame on that one as well. Other than that, I just got word today from the county that the Erie County has opened up gap funding for parks and recreation. So we will be able to apply for that to try to make up some of the match for our DCR grant, which is currently in. They have a $100,000 max amount on that, but that would take a good chunk of our match away, so we'll get that application in as quick as we can. I don't think there's any time frame, it's just, they're gonna take applications as they come in, so we'll try to get it in as quick as we can and see if we can get that match whittled down, and hopefully everything stars in line, and we'll be able to get the new playground and picnic animal. And that's all I have for tonight.
Thank you. Supervisors, Mark.
We're wrapping up on New Road. They're finishing up the storm sewer. We'll be up there probably on Thursday doing some scratch paving, getting it ready for tar and chip. Milling machine comes in the end of next week. We'll be starting on Hammock Road from the roundabout south of Marley Way. And then, you know, we're anticipating paving that right away. And then the milling machine, once we're done with Old French, Old Perry Highway, and Johnson Road, I guess I'd call it west between Old French and Cherry. The milling machine will be going out to Harbor Creek, and then we'll be out there helping Harbor Creek. Right now, the townships come and help us, and then in return, we help them, so it works out really good. And then once we're done milling, which will be, you know, third week in June, then we'll be bouncing over to paving, so got a pretty aggressive schedule ahead of us. Anybody have any questions?
Tony.
I can't even come close to what Mark just rattled off, but the bathrooms are done, so they were 99% last meeting, now they're 100, so picnic cannons, restrooms are done, and they're working great. Mostly just mowing and trimming and cleaning and fixing, just keeping the parks going, and working in the woods a little bit, and the trails, hit down trees and blah, 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 you know, that stuff. But this whole grant process for the new playground is exciting, and hopefully it turns out in our favor. That would really be cool, because the playground equipment's seen better days, a lot of it, but that's about it. Thanks.
All right, thanks. I don't have too much. Normal. Matt and Tammy keep us busy with phone calls and developers and visiting people in a day's time. Often a lot of phone calls and emails. Anyhow, glad the weather's turning. Seem to have rained almost every day, at least at night, so the ground's saturated. Makes it hard to get things done for some, but looking good now. Hopefully it stays that way. All right, public comment. Jim.
Jack. Somebody asked me when the dumpsters for the recycling were going to be removed, and I said, I think July 1st, but he was under the impression June 1st. Do you have a date, June 1st or July?
Yeah, it was June 1st.
Okay.
And Waste Management, whoever has them, are supposed to start picking up July 1st. Well,
Yeah, I did a whole bunch of calling around to Waste Management. They're not giving any kind of numbers or whatever. I did some digging today, talked to the receptionist here for about half an hour or so. There's 3 different companies that do recycling. There's 3 different price levels, and there's I have no idea how often Waste Management is going to come. One company is coming once a month, another company is coming bi-weekly. One is $30 a month, the other is $36 a month. Waste Management, we don't know. So how is a consumer supposed to address this issue? There's 9 different options, or several different options.
Yep.
And, you know, I don't want to shop it. I've been with Waste Management for 30 years. I've always worked with them, and they've worked with me, and worked out all the billing things and everything. They don't even know over there. You call them, and you go on hold, you wait to find out when is it going to come and how much is it going to be. And they don't know. You know, I mean, I don't know, and I'm not putting the onus on you guys or whatever. I wish there was a simple plan that says, hey, if you've got Crow, it's going to cost you this much. If you've got so-and-so, it's going to cost you this much. It's like I had my recyclables last Friday because I don't know what's going on. Waste Management said nothing to me. When I called them, they told me that the guy was there on Friday at 10 after 10, and he was. You know, I've got a back seat loaded down with recyclables that I'll bring over to the building today or tomorrow. But I don't know what's going to happen, and basically we haven't been informed. Some of the people are getting letters from their companies they're buying from. Some are not. Some are getting bills. I don't know what to expect, and I just want to know from a standpoint of budgeting what's the cost of it going to be. It used to be absorbed in our taxes. Now it's going to be an additional charge. I understand that, and that's okay, but I wish I had an idea of what it was, and I wish that there was some way to be able to have it be competitive. You know?
We got the same problem. That's why we didn't want to let one company monopolize, because so many people in the township use so many different companies. We just said, we're putting it out for bid, and you're going to use this person, that's all there is. Puts us in a tough spot, only, you know, with the Act 101 from the DEP, that, like I said before, it's only 35 years old.
I've read your articles.
Yeah, geez. So it ain't easy, because I know I've been with them too. And if they up the rates kind of high on you, then you call and make a complaint, and they say, oh, we'll fix that one.
Yeah, they did for me last time. I'm paying less than others are paying for their, because I called up a complaint. As soon as the letter came in, I called them and said, what's my rate going to be, and how long is this good for? They said basically $60 a quarter. I don't know other people are getting pickup of their trash at $60 a quarter.
Nope.
But that's what I'm getting. That's what the most recent bill was. I don't want to complain to them, but if it's going to go to $90 a quarter, if we add recycling in, I might choose to shop. Because one neighbor gets one and one neighbor gets the other, and it's on Tuesday delivery and it's on delivery. It's on Tuesday pickup or you know, all of these different times. You never know when you're supposed to have you don't necessarily know. You see some neighbors get it out, it's like, it's confusing. I wish that we knew we had a master plan that we could work off of, and we can. We don't.
It's tough too, because of other vendors for the waste management. So.
And Waste Management didn't even bother to come in and quote last time they had the opportunity of quoting on recycling. They passed.
Yeah.
Let it go to the company that went under.
Yeah, and the time before that, they were double of what the original quote was.
And you could generally get in touch with them. Now you're talking to somebody off of La La Land and is talking to you. They don't know anything about recycling. Call up Waste Management. They can't tell you anything. Yes, you can find out if you call up if you know the people up there or whatever. You know their phone number. But as a resident or out in the left field on recycling. I don't mean to take up so much time on it. I know it's.
I haven't talked to them. Waste management.
Jack?
Yes,
I
sir.
have a question. When you guys were talking there in the last year, they have the recycling center across the street right now, and it's open Monday 8 to 4. Are they going to continue to keep that?
Supposed to, yes.
Is that a mandate, or do they just do that out of the goodness of their heart?
Good question.
It's a mandate.
Is it?
It's mandated.
From the
I thought you
DEP?
might know, but
It's part of our host municipal agreement with them.
Good.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And they claim they have to police that because people were throwing trash in there. So they cut down the hours because they gotta man it.
Yep, there's people abuse it.
All right, thanks, Jim. Anything else from the public? Motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
All right, Tony, all